I failed today. I failed at a lot of different things in my life. You know, it's not always easy to overcome failure. You have to really become comfortable with failure and realize that you're going to have to fail to get better, but realize that you can get better. You know, there's so many different times in my life, and I've talked about it before, that, you know, you're going to fail more times than you actually win. And I have a strong track record of that. Even though a lot of times there may be the appearance of success on where somebody's at, or there may be the appearance of this person just having their head on straight. But you have to know that every day is a new day. You have to realize that every day you're going to fail. Yes, you have objectives that you want to get done that align with your purpose, align with your destination. But there will be things that you fail at. Even though you may go into your day with good intentions, you try to make the best of everything that is going on. And some days are definitely a lot harder than others. Some days you have a lot more failure than others. Some day you don't even reach that daily objective. That's okay, as long as we win the war to make ourselves better, the war to ignite change into our life. We can't always win. We're going to fail. Again, I don't know how many times I have failed in my life. But it's one thing I've noticed. Having young kids, you know, you think about it, and they get so frustrated about failure that they just can't get it, and they just will never get it. But the thing is, we tend to forget that we have to fail our way to achieve desirable things that a lot of people want in life. Nobody just gets it. Again, the appearance of just getting it can be there, but we overlook the failures into getting to that point. It's going into this idea that failure is okay, that failure is just another tool that shows us what not to do. Yes, we may make that failure a couple more times. Eventually we'll get it. Sometimes we may get it on the first time or second time. But just ultimately know that failure is not a bad thing. Failure is not a bad word. Let's have fun with the word failure. How many times can you fail? How many times can you just laugh it off? And knowing that you are that much closer. You should be excited about that. That failure should bring you excitement, because you know for a fact you are making progress. It's a little thing called unseen progress. You should never run from failure. You should embrace it. It's okay. Especially if it's something you've never tried. And especially if you don't have a track record of achieving this thing. And so all you see is a lot of failure. Failure is okay. There's nothing to be worried about. You never failed anything. It's only really considered failure till you quit. But with that also being said, I don't want you to take this as something that there may be something in your life that you feel like, well, if I just let that person go, I failed them. Or if I just quit that job, I failed them. Or if I just did this or did that, fill in the blank. You do have to know when to throw in the towel, but that doesn't mean you failed. It just means your purpose, your destination, they've changed. You change. You have to realize that you evolve. But being said, if that purpose and your destination is something that you truly, really want with every fiber of your being, then failure is inevitable. You will continue to fail until you get there. So you have to know the distinction between the two. Don't just keep pursuing a relationship or pursuing a job or pursuing fill in the blank because you don't want that word failure associated with it. It is when you are driven for that destination, when you want that thing so badly, that purpose so badly, that you give up. Then you may see true failure. Then you may wonder, what if? But you can always pick it back up. You can always get back on your purpose. If you feel like that thing that you've wanted, you've let go, you can always go back. There's no time limit to go back and start trying again. Sometimes you need a break. I totally understand that. I've done it. Sometimes you try so hard. Sometimes you just burn yourself out. But the biggest thing is to realize that take your time and get back on track. You haven't failed yet. You can continue to pursue, but know what the word failure really means. If you no longer desire it, if you no longer want to be in a line with that destination, then it doesn't mean it's a failure. There are going to be many failures in your life. Just as long as it's not one that you want to keep. Just as long as it's not a purpose that you want to keep. That's what's important. It's when you give up, when you really want it, and you give up, and you lay it at rest. You never continue to explore. So just know that failure is okay. There's track records of many of the most successful people in our history that have failed more times than we can even imagine. Embrace failure. Be okay with failure. Find the purpose, find the destination, and just never give up. Maybe you evolve out of it. But as long as you haven't evolved out of it, just keep pursuing. Enjoy the journey. Laugh just because you know you are one step closer.